Hi everybody. Wow, this is going to be a fairly deep topic, and the reason why is because over 11 years of working as what is known in the industry psychic and healer, spirituality and all its good and bad within any form of work. Take a carpenter, good or bad. Take a plumber, good or bad. Take a psychic, good or bad. You can't use a box to tick that is good or bad within any form of work. It is the individual that causes the issue to any of these things that you say are boxes that need to be ticked. So spirituality, it is a bad thing. No, it isn't a bad thing. People are either good or not so good. It is not the spirituality energy that's bad. You know, car dealers, oh, bad. No, a car dealer is bad or good. Do you see where I'm coming from now? Okay, so we now know it's in individual level, and some people can use their gift and they can use it in a most loving way to help and care for mankind, or they can use it to abuse and basically fill their pockets and don't care about the consequences to people, no matter what industry you're in. Okay, so we are now about to talk about something really important to the people in the field of work of spirituality and healing, as well as the psychic. Now, this conversation is deep, and we are going to go deep, so it's going to take some time, but let's do it carefully, let's do it right, and let's have an end to this abuse, and let us become stronger than that. So let's start at the very beginning. I will share with you my personal experience, and I will bring in other aspects of how this is going to help you. At 38 years old, I had what's called an awakening. Many people came into my life, synchronicity, and I started following my heart instead of my mind. I used to be a businessman before, and most people would have said successful, but I just chased my tail, paying bills and paying for everybody's wages and paying the mortgage, okay? So I left all that behind, came to Spain. So I'm on top of a mountaintop village now. People coming into my life saying, Mark, do you remember this when you were younger? Did anything happen? And I'm, oh my God, yeah. These things start, and all of a sudden, this awakening came. Incredible. Family could never understand. Nobody can understand. It's only your personal experience. So all of a sudden now, you're starting to change. Certain people like that, certain people don't like that. Some people like you to change, some people don't want you to change. Again, another aspect. Let's leave that behind. So as I'm going along, I'm starting to now learn more. And I'm fascinated by it. And it's making me feel, oh my God, I'm alive. I feel alive. My God, going back to this, there was a point where I was with a beautiful soul once, and I was in hospital because he asked me to come to hospital. So I did. And he was ready to move into the light. And he didn't know why he asked me to go, but I was there. And I placed my hand over his head and his heart. And after 1 hour, I took my hands away, and he opened his eyes and said to me, Mark, I never knew. I never knew that this existed. And he looked in my eyes and he says, I'm at peace now. It is those moments that you realize that there is something more beautiful than the aspects of other people trying to attack you. It is those moments that you must keep going, and you know that this is more important. And what that is that your work, what you do, your life, everything that you do and put into it as a spiritual healer, as a psychic, somebody who really cares, you will always get the darkness attacking you, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's complete strangers, whether it's clients. It does not matter. Don't let that interfere with your beautiful journey and path. So here am I. Like, what's going on? 38 years old and my life's just changed. And all of a sudden I'm picking these cards up, these angel cards, reading them, and people are saying, oh my God, how do you know that? And and you're doing healing on people and making them feel wonderful. My first mentor, she said to me, do you know, Mark, you've been doing this a while now and you don't charge, but have you not heard of universal exchange? And I said, no. She said, when you give universally, you should receive. And I said, I don't need to receive. I'm happy. I don't want anything. This is a gift. This is what I want to give. I don't want to dirty it with money. And she said, no, it's not about money. It's about universal exchange. Some people may take money. Some people may take a crystal. Some people may take a flower. And I went, oh, that sounds nice. And it'd be lovely to. So I got a little tin, a little box, and I put the tin down. And the tin was for our donkey. Well, first it was for the horse. Claudia, the horse, we was in a circle. Healing circle, and a horse was abandoned, and we decided to look after the horse. So we used to get money together and look after this horse when I first started. It was really nice. So I thought, you know what? Okay, I'll put a tin there and I'll say any donation that you want to give after a healing or a reading, just put in there. And they used to fill the tin up and it was lovely. Anyway, Claudia got better and she was strong and they found a home. So now the tin didn't need to be Claudia's tin. So I thought, do you know what? My daughter wanted some riding lessons and I couldn't afford riding lessons for her. I thought, why don't I do that? And every time it fills up, I'll let China have the money for a riding lesson. What a beautiful thought. So this is how it started. And I used to go back to my wife's shop because I had a shop run by angels and she had a shop called Tickle Pink. And I used to go back and I used to say, I've had a great day today. And she said, oh, brilliant. How much have you taken? I said, 50 euros. She said, what do you mean you've had a great day? And I said, I've done about 10 readings and loads of healings. And she said, do you know what? Maybe it's a good idea that instead of there's an eagle flying over us or a beautiful sign, this conversation there's 3 eagles flying over us. Wow, flying in circles. Where was I? Sorry. Susie said, maybe it's time that we sell the shop and you do this full time and go upstairs in the room that we have upstairs in Tickle Pink. And I thought, you know what? Okay. So we sold Run by Angels and then I went upstairs, and of course now I have to pay my mortgage, we have to pay the mortgage, we have to do it. So now it's time I have to charge. And I thought, oh God, okay, here we go. How much should I charge? And I have to listen to myself. Should I charge €1? Well, maybe I'm worth a little bit more, €1. 1,000 euros? No way. Okay, let's get somewhere in between. So I charged 25 euros for an hour session, and I was very happy with that, and I'm really humbled that people were coming and they were willing to pay. So let me step back a little bit. There was a day that came, and the little tin I had for the horse, there was a young man who came about 14, 15, and he saw the sign saying free angel card readings, and he came up and he says, is it okay if you can read for me? So I started reading for him, and of course I don't read the angel cards. I could feel him and started telling him about his life, and I could see a football, and the football was red, and I think it was red and white, and I said, I could see you playing for stripes of red and white, and he started crying, and I must have been hitting it right because I could feel this, you're going to be a football player and you're going to be professional. And don't worry about your girlfriend who's left, she'll come back. And when I'd finished, the tears were coming down, he understood everything, and he went into his wallet and he only had a few bits of change, right? And he took his bits of change out. There was one or two or three, just a few, and he put it all in. It was like there was nothing left. And my heart like wanted to say, no, it's okay, it's okay. But for some reason, it just felt like he really wanted to put that in. And you know what? That has never left me. That, even now, makes me want to cry because he was so thankful for that moment, and he wanted to give something. A few weeks later, this lady came with her friend, and she says, "My dear, would you be able to just read the cards for me?" I says, "Yeah, happy to." So I started reading for her, and I got a piece of paper next to me, and I picked a pen up, and I said, "I feel that your husband is in spirit." And then I started drawing a V, but the other way around. And then I drew another V, and then another V, 3 Vs, one on top of each other. And of course my mind was kicking in, and it was saying, did he wear a herringbone coat, jacket, which was nonsense. You know, you should never kick your mind in. That's once you learn that, you get out of the way. And she says, "No, dear, that's his army stripes." And I continued for about an hour, and we were both crying. It was beautiful. And she said, "What do I owe you?" And I said, "Anything you want, there's a tin there." And I turned around and went to serve a customer. About 20 minutes later went by, and this lady's friend came round the corner on her own, and she said, "Excuse me, dear, can I have a word?" And I started panicking, as you do. I hope I haven't said anything wrong. I hope I've done. She said, "Look, I just want you to know something. You've spent about 1.5 hours on my friend. You told her things that has made her so joyful. The tears I could see from both of you were genuine and caring." She said, "You are a beautiful soul." She says, "I just want to ask you something. Do you know for that 1.5 hour how much was put into your tin?" And I said, "I don't want to know. It's not important. I do this from my heart." She says, "No, my dear, you need to listen." She said she took out of her purse €1 and put it into your tin. "And this is my friend." And she said, "I just want you to know one thing. My friend is a multimillionaire. Remember these words." And she went off. And I thought, what? And as time goes by, I look back now and realise what she was trying to say. And even now I say it, the most important thing for me of all of the readings was that boy who put them few euros in. That meant more to me than anything. So I knew in my heart it was never about the money. But the lady who was a millionaire who put €1 in, what about all that effort, the time you put into it? What about all the self-worth, Mark? Are you not worth that? Well, today I stand before you with this message. You do not charge for your gift. You charge for your time. And that is the bottom line. It does not matter who screams and shouts at you and says, "You are abusing this gift. You should not be charging for healing. You should not." You simply turn around and say, "I am not charging for healing." That is a gift that any person gives, no matter whether they sculpt a guitar, whether they play a violin and make people feel wonderful, whether they sing, whether they fix a car. It does not matter. It is all time. Everybody and each person has a gift, and whichever path we choose to use that gift and creativity is a gift in itself. So when people come to you and attack you with these awful, awful words, everybody has a gift and everybody uses them gifts every day. You are not charging for your healing work. You are charging to pay your bills, to eat, to sleep, and feel better because you know that there's the wolves at the door trying to bang it down saying you owe money and we're the bailiffs. You are charging simply for your time. And how you charge for your time is exactly how you should and how you should feel. So when people come on a course and on the last day we talk about this, I say, don't ask me how much you should charge. What feels right for you? So if I say to you, would you be happy in doing a lovely healing session for 1 hour on your client and then saying, that's €1,000, please? You say, no, would I? No. Well, of course. And if I said to you for 1 hour, would you charge like €1 and you still have to survive and eat and pay your bills? I couldn't do it. Exactly. So how much do you think you'd feel would sit right in your heart? I don't, 40 euros? What do you think? Yeah, 40 euros. Then charge 40 euros. My dear friends, there will always be attacks. Always be people trying to pull you down, trying to hurt you. But you must remember something. It is never anything to do with your gift, and it is never anything to do with the money. It is simply about the person who is attacking you. And it is either anger, jealousy, frustration, rage, all the things that is within them. It is never personal. You will always get it. Always. You know as well as I know that when somebody's lying down there and you give a beautiful healing session from your heart and they get up and they're crying and they're saying, I've just lost my mother, yesterday. And you say, okay, well, there you go. That's 1 hour. That's 50 euros or 80 euros. You know that doesn't happen. Money's never involved then. When it's an affair of the heart, you cuddle them and say, no, it's from my heart to yours. You know you do that. And when somebody's lying down there and they come and they're filled with beans and joy and they say, I really love a healing session, I just want to feel great. And they get up and say, I feel wonderful now. And then you charge your money. That's it. Perfect. You know when you should charge and when you shouldn't. You know that. I don't need to tell you that. You do that already. But you don't need to tell anybody these things. What you need to do is remember this. When you start to do really, really good work, when you start to really get inside your beautiful clients and heal them and make them feel better and make them stronger, the darkness takes notice of that. It fears you. It will fear you. And it will do all it can to try and bring people who are weak, angry, bitter, to come and manipulate. And this dark energy does manipulate these people to attack you. I kind of say to people it's a bit like Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty. There's a goodie and there's always a villain. And I always think that when you're doing great work, you will always be attacked. And you know what you should do? Instead of getting upset, you should now say, okay, well, if I get attacked by people, I must be doing something right. And I swear with my hand on my heart, that is the truth. You do not charge for your gift. You simply charge for your time. And to all the healers out there in the world, to all the people who want to start a path of healing and helping, and the psychic and the spiritual world, I send you all my love. You are amazing. Don't ever let anybody else's weakness or opinions stop you from following your life and your dreams and your happiness. Because like me, I tell you what is far more important are those people who will remember you for the rest of their lives when you were there to help them along their journey. And these people who attack you could never understand that because they've never been there to experience the love that you can share or that they could have shared, with people to help them. So it's a beautiful topic and I could have spoken for hours about this, but I try to get as much in as I can under 20 minutes. So from my heart to yours, be the warrior, be the healer, and be amazing and change this world one soul at a time. Love you all, and thank you for subscribing to markbajeski.com. I love you all, healers. You're amazing, and without you, this world will be a dark place. Love you all, tarot readers, angel card readers, Reiki masters, pranic healers, pure energy healers, whoever you are amazing. Don't you ever give up. Don't you ever give up. And that's why you've been brought here to listen to this message today. Because your loved ones in spirit and the loved ones who are bringing the people to your door from today have brought you here to keep you strong. Because you're just about to do more great work on people who have been brought to you. and who will be brought to you for the rest of your life. Don't ever stop. Love you all.